Don't like about the Tesla Model 3. I already previously mentioned the back window, so I don't like the fact that the back windows don't roll all the way down, and this is consistent across all Tesla models. And Tesla informed me that this is based on a safety feature that they have. I didn't get into any more detail about what is it, child safety or whose safety, but I'm guessing it's the answer would be child safety. So that's fine, but I still don't like that. I like to be able to have the option to maybe even configure that, or just have the glass just drop all the way down, so that way if you're driving and you have your front windows down and you try to put the back windows down as well, it just gives it a better look. Because right now what you'll see is you'll just see the front window all the way down, and then you'll see the back window just kind of there, just sitting there. If you have your windows tinted, it's gonna look even uglier. So that's one thing I don't like. Another thing I want to call out is something that I don't like is the range. So the range is going to fluctuate based on how fast you drive on the highway, similar to a gas car, right? So if you're driving between 50 and 55 miles an hour, a gas powered car is more fuel efficient in that sense. It's essentially similar for the Model 3, but I don't think I've found that sweet spot in terms of how many miles per hour do I need to drive to be able to get the best out of my battery capacity and get the best range out of this Model 3. I don't know what that is. So I did a bit more driving yesterday on the highway, and I realized that even after charging the car up at the supercharger to 80%, I'm back down to 40% after a few trips on the highway. So I don't like the fact that the more driving you do, which is kind of dumb for me to say, but the more driving you do on the highway with the car is the lower your range will get at a much faster pace. So it's basically going to keep you at the supercharger. So it's probably best to just make sure that you're charging at home, especially after you're bringing the car home and things like that. So that's something I don't like. And I know that range anxiety is a big thing amongst Tesla owners. So that's one thing I just wanted to call out that I don't particularly like about the car, is the fact that you just filled it up, or just charged it up, sorry, and you're having to constantly watch what you do in a sense, because you're going to basically lower that range. Gonna be pretty petty, but the only thing I don't like about the Frunk is the actual closing of the Frunk. I feel like with all the tech that's built into this car, that the Frunk should be closed in a manner that doesn't require you to have to really push down and put forth a lot of effort into closing it, right? Because again, this isn't my car, so I don't want to slam the Frunk or anything like that. So if there are any tips on closing this Frunk in a better way, please do drop it in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll make sure I model that behavior going forward. But I can tell you right now that closing this Frunk, okay, let's do this. See, it doesn't close, right? So now I have to actually put forth some effort to close this Frunk. So I'm just gonna push on it, and see, it still didn't close. So now I have to expel a little bit more effort to close it, and now it's closed. Now, here's the problem with that. Let's say you just got your car washed, right? Now I have a ton of fingerprints on this car. I have palm prints on this car, fingerprints on this car, and I don't like that. So Elon, if you can figure out a way to either A, give some better instructions on how I need to close this Frunk, or B, figure out a way to allow it so that the Frunk closes automatically. Maybe that needs to be a feature on the Model 3s, and not even just the Model 3. If you think about the Model S, the Model 3, the Model X, and the Model Y, let's build it in. Why not? And then the last thing is also related to the battery, which is a good feature and a bad feature in a sense, because we're here in Arizona, as I mentioned before. It's pretty hot down here. The battery has a self-cooling capability and functionality that Tesla has, literally, they thought of everything, right? So it has a self-cooling capability, and with it being so hot down here, the battery is constantly cooling itself. So you can charge your car up to, let's say, 80%, and you can have your car sitting out in the sun for a few hours, and you're going to lose maybe about 5%, 6%, sometimes even 10% of battery capacity, based on the car having to constantly cool itself down or constantly cool the battery down. So those are the three things I typically don't like about the Tesla. Oh, I'm sorry, there's a fourth. I actually have a fourth thing now that I just thought about it, also battery related. Once you get to the supercharger, let's say, so yesterday we went to the supercharger, the car was on 10%, and we sat there for about 40 minutes to charge the car up to 80%, or maybe it was about 30 minutes or so, but closer to the 40-minute range. But we had plans and we were going to brunch, but not thinking, because we both have, you know, gas-powered cars, right? We both have those types of cars. So just incorporating charging into your lifestyle is going to be something different for folks to think about. So we were actually late to brunch because we had to sit there and charge the car so that way we can drive and get to wherever we need to go. So the best thing I can say to anyone is make sure you do get a charging cable with the Tesla that you can bring home with you. Charge the car at home. So, you know, if you're plugging it in overnight, please do so. That's probably the best bet that you can do, just so you get some additional range out of your car. If not, you're going to be married to that supercharger, and it's going to have to be a perfect marriage, and you're going to have to incorporate that in your day-to-day or your week-to-week, depending on how much you're actually driving this vehicle. So those are the four things that I particularly don't like. But again, those are just some nuances with being an owner of an EV that you're going to have to get used to. Again, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Really appreciate everyone that's here right now rocking with me. Please don't hesitate to hit the like and subscribe button so you can be aware of all of the posts, this post and future posts. And, you know, I'm trying to get my subscribers up to 1,000 subscribers, and that's my initial goal right now. I know this channel is fairly new and we're just starting out, but please help me on this journey as I try to continue to, you know, build up my subscribers, build up the likes, so basically this video can surface more with the YouTube algorithm, so you get a chance to see this content